Square, then set on fire. This week, protesters went for the statue of Andrew Jackson, who claims a prominent place in front of the White House. The statue still stands, now behind barriers. And today, another round of 8-foot fences installed on and off Lafayette Square Park. St. John's Church was also fenced off after someone lit the nursery on fire earlier this month. Now tonight, a third statue in D.C. is under close watch. News 4's Shamari Stone is live in Lincoln Park for us with details on that. Shamari?
Good evening, Jim. U.S. Park Police are all around this area over here in Lincoln Park. In fact, moments ago, an officer just walked by around the perimeter. Jim, you had just mentioned about this fence. Well, here it is, an 8-foot fence right here. And each fence has a bar here with clamps. And this bar prevents people from being able to get inside here. But what's interesting about this park in comparison to Lafayette Square Park is that there's so many different angles. You have one here, you got two on the side, you got one on the other side, whereas when you're at 8th Street Northwest and Black Lives Matter, you're right there. They can push people back, but there's 4 different ways to gain access to this statue, and that's what concerns a lot of people in this neighborhood.
It's beautiful but demeaning.
Angie White describes how she feels about the Emancipation Memorial statue in Lincoln Park.
Need to take it down, and it probably should be put in a museum somewhere because of the craftsmanship. But as a black woman, I'm tired of seeing us at a lower level.
Crews put up concrete barriers, a fence around the statue, while U.S. Park Police stand guard. An anti-racism protester called for tearing it down, and a rally is scheduled Friday at 6 o'clock in the evening. Some protesters say the statue that shows Abraham Lincoln standing over an ex-slave is disrespectful. It depicts the freed slave on one knee, shirtless, shackled at the president's feet. Freed slaves paid for the statue in the 1870s, but they had no creative input on the design. President Trump threatens arrest and prison time for anyone who vandalizes a statue or monument on federal land.
If only he had put that much energy into getting PPE equipment for the nation.
Stay here because it's part of American history.
If only.
We may have come to the time where this statue should come down, but I don't want to see this statue come down with a rope. It needs to be brought down with dignity.
It should be taken down thoughtfully with some community discussion.
We should research this statue. That's why I don't want it destroyed.
You're now looking at a live picture of the statue, and what's interesting is that tomorrow you're expected to have different groups. You have one protester who's calling for people to tear it down. You have counter-protesters. You have a guy who plans on coming here dressed like Frederick Douglass to speak as though he was Frederick Douglass in 1876 when this statue was erected. And then you have another group of people who live in this neighborhood who don't want to see this statue removed because they say it's a part of history. Last, the U.S. Park Police are going to be here as well, so you have to see how this all plays out. Hopefully, it will remain peaceful.